guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. So in today's video, I have got 5 amazing makeup dupes that in my opinion, you absolutely should know about and probably should try. Now, I am sure that 99.9% of you already know what a dupe is, but just in case you are not, a dupe essentially means a cheaper, more affordable, drugstore kind of a product that looks, performs, feels, wears the same as like a higher end version. So yeah, in today's video, I've got 5 really awesome dupes that will get you the same finish and also actually dupes for some of my most loved products, which is very interesting. So yeah, if you love dupes and you want to stick around, that would be awesome. And also make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And let's jump into the video. All right, the first dupe that I have to show you guys is actually a dupe of a product that was released only just recently. Hourglass has just recently, and I did also launch a setting spray. And by the way, I am testing that. I will get back to you on my thoughts. I'm not sure yet, basically. They've just launched their Hourglass Veil eyeshadow primer though. So you guys already know the Hourglass Mineral Veil actual face primer is one of my most loved, like, holy grail products ever. I absolutely adore it. Well, they've basically come up with an eyeshadow version of that. This is what it looks like. It works very well. It keeps your eyeshadow crease proof. I feel like it definitely increases the intensity. It makes shadows easy to blend on top. It works very, very well. Now, the only thing is, obviously, being that it is Hourglass, it does come with a hefty price tag, and I'm sure that there are a lot of you out there who are wanting to get the same performance but not have to spend so much. And that's where this one comes in. So this is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Eyeshadow Primer. Honestly, if you swapped these two over in the packaging, I would have no idea. Well, other than the scent, I would have no idea. These perform exactly the same when worn on the eyes underneath shadows. They both stop creasing, they both stop transferring and, you know, like fading of eyeshadows. Colors look brighter and bolder. Your shadows last longer. Like, it's freaky how similar these are. And to be fair, they both do actually have quite similar packaging as well. Now, firstly, I will just say neither of these shadow primers are the ones that are going to give you like full coverage. So if you've got, you know, darkness on your lids or capillaries or anything like that, they're not actually going to cover it up. They're not like a concealer shadow primers, if that makes sense. These are more of like a transparent kind of a formula, and they just give the eyes, they even like smooth the skin on the eyes, but they just give such a really good grippy, like solid base for shadows to go down on top of. Now, I've got both of them here on the back of my hand, and honestly, looking at them on the back of my hand, you literally wouldn't even know the difference. They look exactly the same. They're the same color. And I'm just going to sort of smooth them out a little bit side by side so you know what I mean. That is what they both look like there. They both work absolutely brilliantly. I love them. And, you know, if you don't have to spend all the money on the Hourglass one, why would you? So yeah, that is the first dupe. All right, next up I've got another primer dupe, but it's an actual face primer dupe. So you will all probably already be aware with this little baby here. This is the Tatcha Silk Canvas, but it's the new liquid formula. Originally, I think this one came out in maybe the start of the year. I don't really know because at the minute all the days are blending into one. I don't even know what my name is right now. But they basically came out with a liquid version of the original. The original came, it was sort of like a solid putty kind of a waxy thing in like a round little component. Amazing primer, really, really smooths the skin. One of my holy grail primers, to be fair. Really smooths the skin, really grips makeup. It's fantastic for oily skin. Like, it's a really, really good primer. Then earlier this year, they came out with the liquid version. I loved this one just as much as the original solid version. Just works beautifully under foundation. It really, really, really makes your makeup last a lot longer. It makes it look a lot smoother. Just a beautiful product. But again, being Tatcha, quite expensive. Quite expensive. Well, after months of testing, I can solidly say, confidently, I found the perfect dupe for this one. Obviously, Tatcha is a skincare brand, so they're well known for infusing their products with skincare ingredients. Well, you don't need to worry because my dupe is also infused with skincare ingredients. So this is the Revlon Prime Plus. This is their makeup plus skincare primer, and they do come in a couple of different versions. The perfecting and smoothing one, in my opinion, is an absolute downright exact match for the Tatcha primer. This one has got vitamin B5 and hyaluronic acid in it as well. Yep, improves appearance of skin over time. Honestly, once blended onto the skin, these products are an exact match of each other. Now, the Revlon one, I will say the original, like the consistency of it when it first comes out of the little pump applicator is quite different to the Tatcha one. I'm going to pump out a decent amount of both so that you can see what I mean, but it's really interesting that when they blend down and when they sort of both melt into the skin, they end up looking, feeling, and performing exactly the same way. So here they both are here. So this sort of more white looking one is the Revlon one, just on this side here. It's got more of like a gel consistency originally, and then obviously the Tatcha one, but once these are both blended in, and obviously I've put heaps on the back of my hand now, but I'll blend it in here. Once it's blended in, it dries down. It feels like a really, really lightweight lotion to begin with, just like the Tatcha one. And then as it dries down, it develops that really beautiful velvety feel on the skin, smooths out pores, smooths out fine lines, smooths out imperfections. I feel like my skin's really hydrated when I am wearing it. It dries down and it grips onto your foundation in such an amazing way, but without feeling like sticky or tacky or heavy. It is honestly, and like it's all gone. There's no residue there now, just that beautiful velvety feeling. It is an incredible primer all on its own merit, but I am actually kind of shooky, how much of a dupe it is for the Tatcha one. So if you are wanting, skincare in your primer, you are wanting a primer that's really going to extend the wear of your foundation, really smooth the skin, control shine, and just make your makeup last a whole lot longer during the day, I would seriously recommend this one by Revlon. They're only newly released, I believe, maybe in the last few months. I would really seriously look at this one. It's an amazing primer all on its own, but it's also a perfect dupe for the Tatcha one. And she expensive. All right, next up I have a brow pencil from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And in my opinion, and sort of from what I've seen online and from, everybody talking, this is their best selling and like the brow product that they are kind of like most famous for. It is called the Brow Wiz, and it was just kind of like evolutionary when it first came out because it was the first brow pencil to have such a teeny finely pointed tip that you could literally draw individual brow strokes into the brows. Really nice long lasting formula, doesn't melt off during the day, doesn't transfer, like your brows will stay where you put them all day long. Double-ended too, comes with a little spoolie brush at the end. It is a really, really nice product. Totally understand why Anastasia is, so well known and loved for this pencil. Well, there are a lot of us out there that want to get the same result and the same finish and be able to really immaculately draw in like little individual brow hairs onto our brows, but without spending all the money. Well, I have a dupe here for you guys that I actually think outperforms the original. And I say that because I actually think that this one is a lot easier to use. Now, while I do enjoy this pencil by Anastasia, I still find sometimes when I'm drawing in like my brows or filling in my brows, sometimes it can stick on the skin, and then areas of the brow that I'm sort of filling with, and when I'm drawing like little individual hair strokes, they can sometimes look darker than others, and then overall it leaves my brows looking a little bit patchy. Now, this isn't something in my opinion that's like a deal breaker because it's still very easy to manage. You can brush it through and kind of do it again. But this one here that I'm about to show you, it gives you those teeny tiny little feather light strokes, and you can get like the most perfect point on your brow because the tip's so small. But I just find the formula a lot easier and smoother to work with. So this is the Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim. I believe maybe this product only came out end of last year, so it's quite a new product. Now, very similarly to the Anastasia Beverly Hills one, it is a double-ended pencil, and I'll just show you both of them side by side. All right, double-ended pencil. Ooh, and something that I didn't even realize, the Maybelline one, the point on the Maybelline one is actually even skinnier than the Anastasia one. I didn't even realize that. I mean, I've played with both of them on my eyes, but I've never like stared at them like this. The Maybelline one is actually smaller, so even easier to use. But yeah, both double-sided pencils. They've both got spoolies at the other end should you want to, comb the product through your brows. I just absolutely love this. It's so long-lasting on the skin. It's so easy to, I could even like fill in this little gap here and show you. It's so easy to like really draw in individual brow strokes. It's not too waxy. It's not too dry. Like it's the perfect blend in the middle that just makes it really easy to use. You can get the most perfect, natural looking defined brows using this exactly the same way that you can with the Anastasia Beverly Hills one, but it is a whole lot cheaper. All right, next up I have a concealer dupe, and I probably have shared other dupes of this concealer with you guys before. It is my holy grail Born This Way Super Coverage Concealer by Too Faced. I just love this stuff. It is a really, really full coverage concealer, but at the same time, it's not heavy, it's not cakey, it doesn't crease in the under eye areas. I don't feel like my face is going to crack when I've put it on and blended it out. It blends really easily as well. Like it's so creamy that it just sort of blends out really effortlessly. I have found a dupe in the last few weeks and I'm actually really surprised at how closely in performance it is to this one, because this one is obviously quite expensive. And the concealer that I'm talking about, and some of you might think, Nikkia, welcome to life. Like, that concealer's been around for quite a while. Yeah, I know. I only just recently tested it though. And it is the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. Guys, I cannot believe how good this concealer is for a product that is so cheap. Like, it's actually kind of freaky. Now, firstly, packaging is obviously quite different. The Too Faced one, you do get more product in, and the e.l.f. one doesn't even have the product amount. In the Too Faced one, you get 15 mil. And I unfortunately don't have a perfectly matching shade, I'm sorry. But the other thing about it that makes it awesome is it's got a much larger spoolie. Basically, you know, if you're using or you're wanting to use a lot of concealer, you don't have to continuously keep dipping in to get the product to come out, right? Super smooth, super full coverage, super creamy, really nice, doesn't crease, like I said. So that one. Now the e.l.f. one honestly does everything that the Too Faced one does, but without the price tag. It's so blendable, it is so creamy, so long lasting, it doesn't crease under my eyes. I don't find that it melts off with my oily skin, and it also has a huge spoolie brush, exactly the same as the Too Faced one. I just love it. It's just as creamy, it's just as full coverage, it's just as blendable, just as long wearing. And honestly, in comparison to the Too Faced one, it is like freakishly affordable. Yeah, really impressed with this. I would say that this one is also very similar to Tarte Shape Tape. It's just absolutely awesome and such a good dupe, and you know, you can get that full coverage, amazing perfected look without having to spend so much money. And then finally, to finish up the video, the last dupe that I've got to show you is actually a liquid lipstick dupe. Now this here, and I've only got it in one shade because for whatever reason, I have packed away all my other colors somewhere and I cannot find them, and I am kicking myself because I would have loved to show you more. This is the NARS Power Matte Lip Pigment, and this is a product that I have just absolutely loved for years. And what I love about it is how lightweight it is on the lips. So I do normally get quite dry lips. Majority of liquid lipsticks out there, I find that after a few hours, I'm just like, oh, get this off my face. Like, I feel like my lips are gonna like crack apart. And I've loved these ones for the longest time because you can wear them and you cannot really feel that you are even wearing a liquid lipstick. They are so lightweight on the lips, but so much pigmentation. You honestly just feel like you're not wearing any color on the lips, right? They come in a bunch of different shades. This particular shade that I have to show you here today is called You're No Good. Bunch of different shades, but it's a very different formula to majority of liquid lipsticks. It's kind of like it's like a hybrid between sort of like a very lightweight, thin lip stain and a liquid lipstick. It's just beautiful though, really long lasting. They last all day. I absolutely love these, and I also really like the packaging because the applicator is a very different shape to majority of applicators out there. It kind of just tapers into like a point. It's very easy to go around like a Cupid's bow and things like that. Well, I did not think, and I mean, I have been testing liquid lipsticks. You guys know I try and test as much stuff as I can possibly get my hands on. I did not think that I would ever come close to finding a dupe for this, just because it's such a unique formula. Like, no one else really has a liquid lipstick that performs this well, but is also as lightweight as this. Well, it happened. You guys, oh my goodness. This, I would even go as far as saying I like more than the NARS one. And I know that's like, I've been obsessed with those Power Matte Lip Pigments for years. I would never have thought that I would have enjoyed something even more. The only issue is this doesn't actually have the product name on it. Okay, I'm on the L'Oreal website now. Rouge Signature Matte Lip Stain. Yes, this is definitely the product. It's weird, it doesn't actually have the product name on it. It's got the shade name. The shade that I'm going to show you is I Represent. Now, by all means, this is not an exact matching shade. We're not talking about the shade specifically. We are talking about the actual formulation. Now, L'Oreal themselves say that this is basically a hybrid between a lip stain and a liquid lipstick, which is exactly what I love about this NARS one. You guys, this is even more lightweight on the lips than the NARS one. It is actually freaky. I'll pop a swatch next to the NARS one. Now, the only thing that I will say is with the NARS one, you can just get away with only applying one layer. But with the L'Oreal one, you're sort of better off to apply two if you don't want sort of a sheerer look, but it dries down to a matte finish. Hang on, let's give it a moment to dry down. It dries down to a matte finish on the lips and you literally cannot feel you are wearing it. It is absolutely crazy. I'm actually wearing another one of the shades today. You know how like usually when you're wearing a liquid lipstick, like you know that you're wearing a liquid lipstick, you can feel it on your lips. I cannot feel this at all. Like I could go to sleep and I would have no idea that I even had anything on my lips. It feels like my lips are completely bare. The one that I'm wearing is in the shade I Empower. It's a really pretty, oh, it looks completely different in the bottle than it does on my lips. I always happens with my skin tone. But as you can see, completely matte on the lips, and like I said, super long lasting. It lasts all day, even through eating and drinking for me. No bleeding, no fading, and what's most important for me is like it does all of the lasting, but most importantly, I cannot feel it on my lips. And like I said, like that is what I have loved about these. I have never really been able to find like a matte finish liquid lipstick that, you know, you just can't feel at all. And that's what this NARS one was. And honestly, I think I like this L'Oreal one more. But there you go, guys. 5 amazing makeup dupes that in my opinion are absolutely like freakish copies of their higher end sisters, I guess you could say. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you found it helpful. Please give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. It does help me out a whole lot. And also, like I said earlier, I do have other dupe videos, so you are more than welcome to check them out as well. I would love that. And I do also have like a full face of dupes video coming, so you'll probably see a lot of these in that video as well, plus also other awesome dupes that I've been working on. So hooray for saving money, hooray for not having to spend heaps to get the same finish. I love that, and I know that you guys love that. And yes, I love you guys heaps. I hope you're all having an amazing day, and I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye!